We are starting. And so, hello everybody, and welcome to the Unknown Unknowns podcast. This is episode 10. I am remote. I am operating outside of my studio, also known as my game room. And so I came here to Singing River Brewery in Florence, Alabama, and I'm joined by two gentlemen, Mr. Brent Reed and Mr. Zach Hendrick. Both comics in the area, and you know, so what they do is comedy, and they host shows, okay? And so they share several different hosting gigs, you know, so Singing River, of course, here, open mic and showcase. They have a once a month showcase here at Singing River Brewery. And then there's also Stagger Lee's. They do an open mic there, and I hear they have a pretty killer strip pole.
Yeah, they do. It's a biker bar with a stripper pole. If you ever want to do stand-up comedy 3 feet away from a stripper pole, that's the place to go.
Yeah, that is the place to do it.
Place to do it.
Oh, our live feed is saying try again. So
Try.
They're back.
She's trying by
It's
herself.
It's trying.
Come on, little fella.
Yeah. So there's also the Second and 13, which is another area bar in the Florence, you know, region that they do an open mic at. That one I'm gonna say is iffy.
We're gonna put an asterisk.
It's a sports bar, and I got told I was being too loud, and I didn't handle it.
They couldn't hear the score, man.
They couldn't hear the score.
You know?
I'm saying that's what it was.
So what shows do y'all have coming up, guys? I want to cover that first.
So March 15th, which is a Sunday, we're on Clash of Comics, the Battle Royale together.
Yeah, so I took part in that. Brent
that.
actually beat me. Very funny gentleman, so
Thank you.
he beat me. So at least I lost to somebody really good.
I
you know?
appreciate that. So Hendrick actually won his too.
So we're gonna be.
So now we're facing off in the Battle Royale.
Up
on
against
the
each
15th.
other.
So that's Sunday. That's this upcoming Sunday, March 15th. March 20th, you mentioned the Singing River Brewery Super Dope Comedy Show. It's a showcase here. We've got really funny comedians coming in town from Nashville and Huntsville.
And local.
And one local comic. So that's coming up March 20th. The 26th, I'm going to be in Tupelo for Bees Dude, a comedy show at Queen's Reward Meadery in Tupelo. Then we're co-hosting an event in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Yeah, it's Cookeville. It's kind of far away, but we're still going to throw it in there because it's a benefit show, and we want to sound like we're really good people.
Well, this is a podcast, so they could be listening anyway.
That's
so
true.
Yeah.
so for the fans listening in Cookeville.
Yeah, so those that don't know, there was a tornado that hit Nashville. Pretty devastating. I drove through there Saturday. It was pretty devastating. So these guys are nice enough to throw a show to try and help that cause.
We're doing it for Cookeville, Tennessee, in Putnam County. It's actually where I grew up. It was hit really bad there, and we're looking forward to doing it. It's at Red Silo Brewing Company. It's on April 4th. It's kind of a late show. It starts at 10 p.m., but it's going to be a lot of fun. We got a lot of killers.
So is it a ticket situation or a donation?
So it's a ticket situation. We're asking for a $5 to $15 donation.
Yeah, it's at the door. Okay. At the door, you get a bracelet for it. So yeah.
Okay, awesome. That's awesome. Anything else y'all want to promote, guys?
I think that's it. That's all I got.
Okay,
that's it.
So real quick before we get started, I just want to promote Boudreaux Comedy on YouTube, Instagram, all social media. BOODRO Comedy on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. That's where you'll be able to find this podcast. I also have it on SoundCloud, and I am submitting for Google Play and iTunes this week. So I'm fingers crossed, get on there. You have a lot of things you have to go through, a lot of hoops, but hopefully I'm jumping through all of them. So whenever we got a main topic I want to get to eventually, but I wanted to cover a couple things with you guys because you're younger guys. You have a different perspective than a lot of people. And this show, I don't really even know what it's about, really. But you're
figuring it out.
I'm figuring it out, man. You know. And so, are comics immune to the coronavirus?
Well, if you've ever danced on the stripper pole at Stagger Lee's Lounge in Tuscumbia, you're immune to the coronavirus.
So
I think
Shoals comics. are.
Yeah,
we're
most
emotional.
Yeah, so the whole reason that I don't know if y'all have seen the Facebook things that if you've ever done this, then you're a meme.
Yeah.
You've ever done this, and so all those people that are posting that, why did one comic not hit up on the mic?
Oh yeah, that microphone is gross, and I'm the worst. I spit when I talk. 100%.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I do.
And I put it right up here too on my mouth.
Yeah, so I don't like. Have y'all ever done the mic at Copper Top?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they store the mic in a dead rat's asshole. It is horrendous.
It smells
smelling.
gross. Yeah.
Dude, it smells so
You can't breathe in
bad.
too deep at Copper Top.
It does have like a slight vomit smell. And the whole time you're performing, you're like, I smell nothing but
That
vomit.
makes sense because, like, I think every time I've done my set there, I've puked right before.
I think that was the.
You do get a nervous tummy.
I think that was the whiskey more than the microphone.
I don't know, every time.
That, added to the microphone. Smelled like it.
That smell is horrendous.
We love you, Elliot. Shout out to the Copper Top.
Yeah, Copper Top is an awesome place to do an open mic. That's Huntsville's longest running open mic, and it is a killer place. You definitely will learn a lot of skill there.
For sure.
So it has its goods and its bads. Mostly good. I mean,
The
really,
camaraderie amongst comics.
It's a really good
absolutely. Some of
scene.
the best.
Oh, yeah.
People give each other notes. They let you know where you're doing good. And if you make people laugh there, you
You've won.
You are one funny.
Yeah,
son of a
because
bitch,
they'll give
you
the comics will give you notes, but they won't give you any reaction.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing.
Yeah, but I mean, there
It's great.
you get laughs. You're funny.
Yeah,
I mean, you
absolutely.
are legit funny.
I like the challenge of it. I love
Yeah.
going to Copper Top.
So, funny story, man. Like Copper Top really prepared me for Cobra in Nashville. So Cobra in Nashville has a open mic on Mondays, I think, maybe.
Similar experience.
Well, man, went up there and it was, I guess it was just, I went on first or second, so it was super early. And so the crowd was pretty dry. And I can tell you right then and there, man, I was prepared for it. I got down, like the guy that went before me, I think he was wiping tears as he was walking away, because it was so bad. But I got up there and I was just like, yeah, this is good.
The mic I host is a lot like that, 2nd and 13, but that's one of my favorite environments because if you can
like
win,
that
if
mic.
you can win there, then you have won. Like, it feels so good.
What?
There's no other place that'll make you feel as good as winning over a crowd when nobody was paying attention.
So the thing that's different from like a Copper Top or a 2nd and 13, I've done 2nd and 13. I like it. I think it's a good mic. Like versus this place versus Singing River. You come to Singing River, people are here to see comedy.
Yeah.
You get spoiled in that way. It's nice. You love to have that.
It's
you want people to
good.
be
Like,
there for comedy.
But you go to those other places and man, they're there. They're off of work.
Yeah.
They're having a couple
They're
beers.
trying to eat some wings. They're not worried about you. They
No.
weren't expecting you to be there to tell jokes.
Exactly.
So at those places like Copper Top and 2nd and 13, what I'll usually do, like I'll go in there knowing I'm going to usually fail. So I'll have like a joke or two that I really want to hone out for places like this, or places like Stand Up Live or Shenanigans, It's like a theater, great environment. And if it
People
works
there ready to laugh.
then I can add that to my repertoire, and be able to carry it anywhere.
Yeah, I agree totally, 100%. It definitely. I go for the comic notes. I don't really go for the crowd.
Right.
So, question 2.
Okay.
Like I really want people to know who you are by the end of this. Okay.
Okay.
So you got Thanos powers.
Yeah.
Snap the finger.
Dig it.
You're gonna eliminate half a population. Okay.
Okay.
Do you eliminate half a population of puppies or half a population of kittens?
Kittens. Absolutely.
Fuck those kittens. Fuck kittens. Fuck those. You heard it. Fuck them cats.
Dog power.
Dude, kittens are adorable though. But when they get older, it's
power to work.
yeah. When they get older though, they become dicks. Like kittens are adorable, but then
kittens
but you got
are
a
really-
cat now. Are you upset?
Oh no.
Well, we got 3
What
cats.
was
I got
one?
3
You
cats.
gotta give us
No
an
dogs on cats?
I just got a dog. this past
Do you
weekend.
prefer
answer.
cats?
Wipe
Would
out
you?
the dogs, aren't you?
Would you wipe out dogs?
So the correct answer is I would wipe out myself.
Ah!
Okay, shut up.
No, if I had the power, I would pray for baby seals and baby otters.
Yeah.
Just those cute eyes, just.
It's
You
so
know,
cute.
it's like.
You heard Michelle Wolf's bit about the baby seals?
that's a
and
great-
all
No,
this?
I
You
have
gotta-
not.
You gotta watch her new
Check
special.
it out.
Okay, I will
10 out of
definitely
10.
check it out. Yeah, no, if I had a choice, man, I'd probably have to do dogs.
Yeah.
Okay, and so I'd have to do puppies. One reason. Okay, we got a puppy Saturday. All right, that son of a bitch has pissed and shit. all around.
Yes. Yeah.
You take a kitten, you show it a litter box twice. You never
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
have to worry
They're
about
super
it
low
again.
maintenance. I've thought about getting a cat in my apartment. I don't hate cats. I just have to pick one.
Yeah.
I like that they're chill, you know? I like that they're
You can go away for 2
self-sustaining.
weeks and they're fine.
They're like, oh, what's up, dude?
Yeah.
But also, they're not excited to see you at
Can't
all.
stand you. They eat your guts.
Hey, man, just step there. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I've
kick
too
it
many
in.
like emotional
And lick
needs,
my
so I
balls.
need a dog.
So,
you know?
well, okay, one breed of cat that you can get that will satisfy that emotional need,
Yeah.
a Maine Coon.
A Maine Coon.
So
Okay.
that's the breed.
Is that the fuzzy ones?
Yeah, we have one. Okay, we had one prior to this one. Okay, fetches like a dog, and flat out, like, I get home in the afternoon, that damn thing knows what my car sounds like and is waiting at the door for me.
That's awesome. That's
Just like a
adorable.
dog. Just
That's
like a
adorable.
dog. But they're hard to find. Like, they are hard to
You
find.
can
But
find me
yeah.
a Maine Coon.
Yeah, so I just thought that was a funny. I thought that was a little funny question.
liked
you
it.
know. All right. This has been a debate amongst coworkers of mine.
Okay.
Commando for a job interview. Power move or creepy?
Depends on what the interview is for.
Yeah, like honestly, maybe I should try that because I've failed so many interviews lately. That maybe that's what I'm you know?
So, I say promotion.
Yeah.
Okay, if I'm going for a job I just want, I go with a little more security.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So I go with some
You
boxer briefs
ain't a little
on.
dome.
Yeah.
No, I go with some
No,
boxer briefs on. Promotion, I'm going in commando.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I want
Makes
the
sense.
power in the room.
I get it.
You want the power, and you're established at that place.
Yeah.
You're like, I ain't wearing no drawers.
I'm not wearing
the
drawers.
man.
I could have an accident right now and totally
And it's gonna
embarrass
be a mess.
and totally embarrass
That's the
myself.
thing, dude. I get anxiety poops. Like, you know, I have to go take one. I get to take a slam before stand-up shows. most of the time. Everywhere we've ever done stand-up together, guarantee you I poop there.
Really?
Yeah, and I can't going in for an interview. I can see the promotion, but an interview, your boy's got to be. I may as well. I have you wear like 2 pairs. Mom,
I wear 2 pair. I love that.
Yeah.
But we've had this discussion a lot at work of whether or not it was a power move or creepy, and the consensus between males,
Yeah.
power move.
yeah.
Consensus between females, they're gonna make sure their bra and panties match.
Because it's just no one knows, but it's confidence going in.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that. You know, tonight I for the list for the open mic, I just ripped a notebook paper out, and I was like, I don't normally do that. Normally I'll print something that says like Singing River open mic at the top. That's what I normally do for no reason other than it makes me feel like I've got control of the show.
Yeah.
When I rip a piece of notebook paper and like sign ups right here, I think I'm tonight's gonna be a shit show.
Yeah, well, I do
I
that
was just
every
thinking
time.
about that walking up.
That's
Yeah.
good. Maybe I should do what you do.
Print it
Because
out,
what I
make
do
it
is
look
I'm like,
fancy.
I'll hope that my notebook's in my car, and if
Yeah.
not, I'm like, hey, you
You got to
any
borrow a
paper?
pen from the bartender.
So-
paper, everything. Been there.
Funny you said that.
Yeah.
So you see what I'm working with right here?
Yeah.
My little notebook,
Your
okay?
planner, very nice.
Yeah. So what I told my companion that traveled with me, Ogre, is I got here and I'm like, son of a bitch, I didn't print the spreadsheet. Because
Yeah.
I made a spreadsheet with this information on it
Oh!
because I wanted it to look professional.
Yeah,
I wanted it to
that's
look
a good-
nice, you know?
yeah.
You can ask these guys. They came in to a situation of lighting, sound,
Dude, it looks really nice. I need to
stuff
get a
set
selfie.
up. If we had more than an audience, which we appreciate that audience,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, man, even though you can't see us. He's like blur 1, blur 2, blur 3.
It sounds fucking wonderful.
Awesome. You know, so Even though we had that one audience, I set the camera at a level to where if we had other people,
They could
they'd
see
be able to
it.
see it.
Yeah.
Because I wanted this to be something special. I
I
think
like
it is something
Yeah,
special.
it
special.
is. We like it.
This is really cool, man.
Glad you guys
Awesome.
just be on this.
Yeah,
Really
man,
cool.
I really did. And that actually brings me to, I can't believe I just said actually.
Oh, I heard this. I listened to Sam Murphy's episode.
Yeah, I got to this part.
I've been fighting that.
What was the other word? Did you say lock? Okay.
You don't do ums during your set a lot.
Yeah.
I know.
Why is
There,
it?
so, okay, I figured it out.
Okay.
Here, see, like right now, I'm low on the scale.
Yeah.
Because we're interacting, and so I have time to kind of gather my thoughts. Whenever it's just me, I have to
Yeah.
think.
And during your set, you have
Yeah.
your thoughts together before you go on
Like,
stage.
Exactly.
I took a speech class that taught me all of that stuff. Like I still sound like I fucked my sister when I talk. But
But that's that's a great joke, man. That's a great joke.
Yeah, still I try to refrain from the likes and stuff.
Yeah, it's hard. It's so
Yeah, it's so
hard.
hard.
You ever played the board game Taboo?
No.
I took a speech class. Taboo, you have to explain. So it's kind of like charades, but it's all talking. So there's a word at the top, and there are several words that you can't say, and you got to guess. You got to get them to guess that word at the top.
Yeah.
And I played it in speech class, but they added a rule. They were like, you can't say So you got to figure out a way to get them to guess this word, only using words, no using your hands, and you got to avoid these words. And it's usually something crazy, like you got to get them to guess ballerina, but you can't say tutu or dancer, or you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so, But if
okay.
you said they would buzz you. You know, they would,
Yeah, that's a good exercise.
That's
Like
a
that
good
would be a
exercise.
good practice.
I like it.
But the actually thing, it just that's another verbal crutch that I have that I'm consciously really trying to get. So it really irritates me that I just said it. But you know, one of the things I was thinking about, especially my last podcast, was I was really thinking about influence. Okay, and so I'm older. I'm older than you
That's a
guys.
good
You know,
compliment.
and so
you look great.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I don't even have anything to give you, but if I did, I would totally
You look
give it
good,
to
man.
you.
What are you, 40 something?
Yeah, 42.
You don't
About
look
to turn
too-
42.
would not have thought.
No, would not
Yeah.
have guessed
I
that.
would have said. if you
I only
would've-
knew that because you told me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what I think about, like, I know my personal experience, but this whole thing is about finding out things that people might not be 100% comfortable discussing with peers and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and comfortable, you know, really thinking about. Because that's another thing. I do a lot of silent, just kind of washing machine of thoughts in my head, going back and forth and replaying situations and stuff like that. And one of those things is influence. Now, y'all are younger guys, y'all are younger comics, and you know the Florence. If people don't know, the Florence Shoals area really has a very strong stand-up community. You know, y'all have a very strong.
It's pretty new.
Yeah, and it's new, and it's young, but it's a bunch of driven young individuals. And so, like, what is y'all main drive, y'all main influence? What keeps you like pushing in a small environment? It's a small environment. It's not a big city and stuff like that. I mean, I know y'all travel,
Right.
but y'all do a lot in this area, and y'all are bringing a lot of attention to this area. So, what is that influence that helps drive?
I think that the Shoals is kind of starving for multiple forms of entertainment. We've got a great music scene,
Great
and I think that instantly when we started doing it, you could see that they needed it. Like they're like, we love this, we want more of it, you know. And just automatically, when I did my first mic, it was actually here. Brock Trotter was hosting at the time. I only took over like last month.
Yeah, that was because of Brock. And Brock has like
yeah.
trusted us with this, and we feel like we're kind of like at the forefront of like Shoals Comedy because it's so new, and
Yeah.
we're trying to like keep it growing. You know, we
Yeah.
want like so like I love seeing Shoals comics succeed. Like whenever
Yeah.
they go somewhere and the competition, I'm rooting them on.
Yeah.
Like and they're good. We have like a
Yeah,
lot
because
of
Clash of
really
the
good
Comics has 3 finalists from the Shoals area, huh?
just 2. I think
It's 2 or
Johnny
3?
Johnny got second.
Oh, okay.
Ada got
okay.
second also. Ada
Yeah,
was
got
in
second
the.
too. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
Ada.
still, like
Good
a
job.
strong showing, and there was a
Yeah.
lot of competition in that.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
You know,
Like everywhere,
yeah.
you know?
I mean, it was it was 6 people, 6 comics performing or competing.
Yeah.
Over 6 or 8 shows.
Yeah, I think it was 6 or 8 shows.
Yeah, so that's a lot. And so for shows to show up and have that, kind of showing says a lot for this little area.
We appreciate it, man. I mean, it's definitely the audience. I mean, if I had done my first mic here and they hated it, I wouldn't have been back,
Yeah, we do have really super supportive audience.
Oh, they're so sweet. They're great.
Second 13, like we talked about earlier, sometimes it's awesome, and sometimes you never know what you're going to get.
Okay, so it's a sports bar and a restaurant. Not always are people there specifically for comedy. In fact, rarely are people there specifically
and
for comedy.
sometimes people are taking calls.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are trying to take to-go orders, and they hate me.
I hope we still have that mic, by the way.
Brent really didn't want to touch on this because Brent was the bad guy.
It's okay.
So I'm loud on the microphone. Let's
talk about it.
Let's do it.
So I'm loud. I'm loud on the mic, and I was probably it was an open mic. Zach was hosting. I signed up probably 5th, and during the first 4 comics, just the audience didn't care. They were very talkative, and I didn't attack them for that. That happens, but I'm gonna get up here and shout down the room. I'm gonna get them to pay attention. So I got up there and was super loud, and instantly the audience is quiet and listening to me. Quiet enough for me to hear the bartender say, "Hey, turn that down." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Turn it down." I was like, "Now that everybody's quiet, you want me to turn it down?"
Yeah, everybody's listening.
And he was like on the phone. He was taking a to-go order.
Yeah.
And I was like, how about...
Well, it was actually, that was when he was on the phone. He was on the phone with the boss of the entire show. It was Amanda.
I thought he was on the phone.
Yeah, because then I talked to Amanda on the phone. She was cool. Amanda's super cool. Shout out to Amanda if you listen to this. But she was cool about it. But Brent, it was, go ahead.
I was
what
rude
you
at
did.
the
How did, remember how you reacted?
I didn't react positively. At one point, I was just like, how about you just finish that phone call, and I'll wait for you to get done, and then I'll start going.
Yeah, and then he just paused. And I didn't help matters with my, closing set at the end of it. I just told...
Don't.
I was like, I just want everybody to know that's here tonight. We're having a show in a couple weeks, and just don't come. Just don't come. Oh, you're fucking terrible.
Which is never what you do.
Never what we do.
I should have done what I did, and you should never tell people not to come to your show.
And then I told him, I was like, I just hope everybody here just gets really drunk tonight, and drive home.
Well, we just got canceled. There we go.
Yeah, we got canceled.
Yeah.
No, we're not. We're still good. I think
So,
bring along. We're cool.
So what you did was you got emotionally involved.
Kinda.
Yeah, and I've done so much better. I've been doing comedy 9 months, and I've done so much better at not doing that. One time, 2 months in, I told the crowd to shut the fuck up, and guess what they didn't do?
Shut up.
That's not what people do. When you tell them to shut the fuck up, that's not what they do.
A lot
They're
of times,
like,
I play the bad guy on stage anyways, but it's more of a stage persona.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And people get it most of the time, and they'll shut the fuck up. Earlier that night, I told the guy, or I was like, hey, just keep it down. And I actually wasn't even a bad guy then. And then one guy just started speaking up, on purpose. So I immediately knew that night was just going to be a disaster.
Yeah, so we used to have a place called Wish You Were Beer, and we'd go.
I love Wish You Were Beer.
Wish You Were Beer was so good, and they closed, but
that was actually where I told the crowd to shut the fuck up.
oh really?
Yeah, I remember that.
I wish I remembered that. I don't remember that.
It was the time Akshay was filming his special.
Really?
Or he was getting ready for his special.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I don't remember that, and I was there that night, and I don't remember that at all. Maybe that was the next week that I wasn't there. I don't know. Anyway, they used to have 2 guys that would come in and they would watch football or soccer or whatever and talk extremely loud, and you could tell they were doing it on purpose because we were, back there. Just used it really as a learning implement in my comedy because, I really, I was talking to Ogre. Ogre's our audience member.
Yeah.
If you don't know, Ogre's gonna be on a show soon.
Love
But Ogre and I were talking earlier, and I always think about, whenever I think about comedy and I think about performing and being up there, I think about Patrice O'Neal. Okay.
Love
so. But yeah, man, and nobody's doubting that. But Patrice O'Neal said he really got it whenever one night he saw John Leguizamo perform to 3 people. but he performed like it was a packed auditorium.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, that's awesome.
to me, like I'm not there, man. I mean, I'm just like I have so much that I feed off of the crowd right now that I've hand grenaded stuff just because I wasn't feeling it because the crowd wasn't feeling it.
I've been there.
Well, I've seen you do. I think you do really well as far as compared to the rest of them, as far as just staying in it and doing your set. I saw you once at Maggie Myers. You had 6 minutes, and you were getting ready for a 3-minute set in Atlanta, and you did your 3 minutes. And then, like, nobody was really reacting. You were like, I'm just gonna do that 3 minutes again. And you ran it back and did the exact same 3 minutes. That's one of my favorites. Dude, I was dying. I was on the floor. I was fucking crying.
So I do tend to do that. Whenever I get volatile, I've already sat there and gone up and for 5 minutes just go, just my opening. So I would go up there and just be like, why every time? How come every time? Don't you hate every time? And I just sat there for 5 minutes and I tried to work it out, and then I had somebody say something from the crowd and I informed them that it was my time.
Yeah.
And, you know, I did a Goonies reference. It's my time up here.
That's a great reference.
Yes,
that's Sean Maston.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
it's our time down here. I love the Goonies. Yeah, I grew up on
One of the
it.
things I like about you the most is your timing with your punchlines. Like, it's so good. Like, I've tried to actually implement that kind of. I was like, I need to pause more.
You slow down.
Yeah,
you definitely helped me. I'm faster paced than you, but you've definitely helped. Seeing you do it helps me slow down.
Just breathe a little bit. I like
breathe a little bit, but then I also I think to myself a lot of times, like, why is so much time going by? And so I learned a little bit of a lesson. So I did Straight to Ale, not Straight to Ale, the Funny as Ale.
Yeah, okay. At Stand Up Live.
Yeah, I learned a bit of a lesson there, you know, because I'm a few years in now, you know, approaching 4 years. And so where I'm at is I did that show and I hate to say it, I experienced real laughter. And so I was up there and people were laughing, and in my head, because it's, again, you only have a 7-8 minute set, and I have a 7-8 minute set in my head, and so how you kind of were telling the crowd, shut up, I told the crowd, hey, stop laughing.
Yeah.
I was
like, hey, y'all stop laughing because I got to get it to 8 minutes.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what I like about that room.
I killed the crowd.
Yeah, dude.
With me telling them to stop, they were like, oh, you don't want us to laugh? Fine, we'll just sit here for the next 4 minutes.
It was a negative.
Oh, no.
It killed it. If I would have just
shut
left
up.
it, I would have had 4 minutes that I would have had about 5.5 minutes that would have lasted to 8 minutes with laughter. But instead, I was just like, man, don't stop laughing so much so I can get to my 8 minutes.
I'm going to tell you, you actually helped me in my comedy career because I'd already, early into it, I saw the pauses that you did, and I was kind of rushing through my jokes, and I was like, I need to slow it down. And by the time I did my Funny as Hell, I'd already gotten that, so I would just have a long pause break and just let the laughter finish. Because a lot of times, I wouldn't let the laughter finish, and I would go into the next joke, and they're still talking. They don't hear the setup for it, and then I'm screwed. You know?
I think I got selfish with that set, and I recognized it immediately. As soon as I got off, I was selfish with that set because I had it in my head I wanted to get to this point. You know, and so I got selfish. But it's I think every time we get up there, we learn a little bit something different. The audience is never the same. You know, different situations, different environment, different culture. Have y'all really traveled out of state a lot?
So no.
I did last month. He did Zany's a night after I did Laughing Skull.
Oh, okay, cool.
So,
Awesome.
That's kind of the most we've expanded.
Yeah, I'm going to Kingsport, Tennessee in April, and then in June I'm going to Indiana. I've got 2 shows in Indiana.
Oh, really? Awesome.
So it's going to be the first time I'm really hitting the road.
Indiana's good, man.
Yeah, I'm doing Indianapolis. I'm doing the Sunday show. It's Alex Price's show. It's at a brewery. I don't know the name of I don't know the name of the brewery, and I'm doing Evansville the night before that. So it's the 6th and the 7th.
Yeah, Indiana is some good crowds.
I'm excited
man.
about
I
it.
love this. Yeah.
You mentioned Singing River just being like, or not Singing River. You mentioned Stand Up Live being actual laughs. Like that's what I like about that room, and that's why we do your Copper Tops and your Second 13s and tougher crowds, because it's like when you go to a stage where people are there for laughter, it's like taking the weights off.
Yeah.
It's like they're laughing.
I am funny.
Yeah.
I am funny. I am funny.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm commando.
Like, this is the reason dude, I'm going commando. I'm in a job interview. I'm shitting my pants. This is great.
But yeah, it definitely, and I think that's that bug that keeps us going back. You know, because it is one of those things. We're still recording, but it just shut off. It is one of those things that, you know, people don't understand. Okay, because that driven portion and that influence, a part of that is that audience. The audience is autonomous. You know, we really don't know them. Like they're just there.
Yeah.
And you're just hoping they get it.
Yeah, you're gonna get different reactions every time.
Because, okay, so if y'all don't know, Zach does a little bit of he's got a little bit of a creepy vibe to his set. A little bit. But
That's the first time he's ever been so bad.
Yeah.
it's a little bit like
It's dark. We're gonna say
it's dark.
As the dark judge.
I like
Creepy is not the word.
It's-
That is not the fucking word.
It's some part of it you're like, nah. But super funny, and then like you'll have
We'll take that one.
like but you'll have such a great crowd reaction because it is so unexpected. You know, and like I'm not gonna spoil anything, but you know,
It's
like
just a bunch of slurs.
yeah, it's just racial slurs going on.
Spoiler alert.
No, but it really is one of those deals that, like it will, like even though it has this off the wall subject matter, it grabs the audience, and you can tell, you can tell you're up there, and you're like, this is it.
Yeah.
Like this is it, you know. And you've had some misdirections lately that I wasn't expecting. That I was just like. All right, man. Brent's in a whole different genre of searches on his porn.
I heard you were dying.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of where I got a little bit of the puppy kitty question. Just
Brent
because-
likes puppies.
Yeah, Brent likes puppies. Not a lot. You know, so it's one of those deals. So, all right, guys, I really do appreciate it, man. Y'all keep doing what y'all are doing. It's awesome. I enjoy coming to this venue. I can't really make it all the time just because of life. And, you know, but I really do enjoy it. Y'all keep this going. We're getting close to the end. So, one last question.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Hit us.
So, you take the blue pill, you go back to your regular life, and it's just all a bad dream.
Yeah.
Or you take the red pill, and you see just how far the rabbit hole goes.
Well, my life was already a bad dream. I didn't see how the rabbit hole goes.
Yeah. Let's do that rabbit hole.
Yeah, so y'all do know where that reference comes from, huh?
The Matrix.
Yeah, the Matrix, all right.
Yeah.
And in a rabbit hole, just how far it goes, because if you look into a rabbit hole, it only looks about that deep.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, because they dig a little shelf, and rabbits will sit on that shelf and they'll just poke their head out to see what's going on. But it's it's got a second exit. Most rabbit holes have a second exit and you don't even know.
Chessboards and all kind of like Alice in Wonderland.
I don't want to go back. What is the boring life? Not doing stand-up anymore, or is just?
I don't know, man. Like T-Boy was, he was sitting there negotiating for a steak every night, and, you know, millions of dollars, and so.
What are you doing? Red pill or blue pill?
Oh, definitely red pill, man.
Yeah, the same.
Like I am 100% anarchy. Just like I'm getting into the real world. First thing I'm doing, punching Morpheus in the face.
Fuck yeah.
I know kung fu, bitch. In real life, you know, just crack his nose and be like, respect. You know, but yeah, definitely red pill. But so thank y'all so much. If you have watched to this point, man, you are one of my favorite people. Make sure you follow Boudreaux Comedy, Boodro Comedy on all social media. Anybody that's watching, you don't even know how much I appreciate it. I will be giving an update online as soon as I hear about Google Play and iTunes. Definitely catch these gentlemen, Mr. Brent Reed, Zach Hendrick. You can find them on Facebook. What's your Instagram, guys?
Radio Brent Reed on Twitter and Instagram. BRENTREED.
Yeah, and mine is Hendrick Zach. That's all it is. At Hendrick Zach.
All right. Go follow these guys. They're so funny, super, super funny guys. Look for them in the future because I don't think they're going to stop, and I know I'm not going to stop. So we'll definitely be seeing you again. Thank you very much.
Love you. Yeah. Dude, thank you so much.
A lot of fun.
The unknown unknowns. The unknown